MPCC asked government what steps it has taken to deal with third wave of COVID pandemic in Manipur. A 37-year-old woman dies allegedly after taking COVID jab at Kangabok. JAC demands prompt action against those responsible. And random testing at Taobao market reveals 17 out of 82 asymptomatic people carried virus. Hello, welcome viewers. You're watching the MAMITv English Primetime News. I'm Blessing Gangmai, and now let's get the news in details. President of Manipur Pradesh Congress Committee, MPCC, Govindas Konthaujam has asked the precautionary steps the state government has started taking to deal with the third wave of COVID-19 pandemic, if and when it arrives in Manipur. Addressing a live press conference on Facebook, Govindas said the MPCC had urged Prime Minister Narendra Modi on May 12 last to set up a 1,000-bed hospital exclusively for the COVID patients in Manipur as soon as possible, considering the ever-increasing cases. The MPCC in a letterhead pointed out that if such a 1,000-bed hospital is set up in Manipur, it will help in saving a number of lives from coronavirus. However, no reply has been received from the PMO till now, Govindas said. Looking at the present COVID management by the BJP-led government, it is clear that the government has not learned any lesson from the first wave of the pandemic, he said. Even now, there is no concrete policy and program to tackle the second wave of the pandemic, which has caused heavy sufferings to the people, Govindas alleged.
Hairiba izariba punamak asi karigumba bed lising ama sanba COVID hospital sila pataragati India gi leiriba scientist punamakna aduga health ki expert punamakna third wave ama soidan lakani haibagi prediction pibiba sidasu amukke hena Manipuri praja singi unsi amasung anaba sida ngakthokpa ngamnabgi damta koina COVID si deal to matamda makoina tawriba thabak sing siga sanadaba mismanagement proper planning laitaba aduga Supreme Court na khut thingjillaba matung khakada hangdokpirabani hana masiguma tawiram bataragadi miyoibagi punsi kayama Manipur da natana atop state sila kanbang ngamangmadabani haibadugi thajaba adu ayhang mayamda thamjari amaromda laiba akhoi prajana su khara thausa watpa amaromda akhoi sarkar su akhoi asigumba akaknaba timeline amada akhoi vaccine kapa loigani haibagi assurance pidaba madugi pressure punamak singse leitaba aggressive planning ama leitaba tuna maram oiraga akhoi si sothadan lehoribani genomic sequence sample kayama mapanda thaduna test tabulibasigi result masi fawda prajada ko haidokri khaidagi maru oiribadi laisat asigi manung asida Manipur sida no mi siriba tongan ba mahik sina sandokpa leptriba maraksida mucormycosis akoina toina khangnariba black fungus paper da akoina thengnajare mi ani black fungus na nava thengnare amadi leihidre na adu bitaragadi asigumba black fungus asigi data ama akhoi Manipur gi baja singsida government khanggi belaite masigi black fungus asi thengnana bagi damakta akhoi kayam preparedness leirage karam hidak sing Manipur da loksil laga thamlage haibasi akoina uba phangde taba phangde masima khwaidagi hena laiba thibani haidana mayamda Manipur gi praja da thamjage higher education sector da leiba ai nungsijaraba tungi yombirel oigadoriba satra kayana mi paiba pokliba makhoida awaba nangliba calendar asi manghidra makoi academic future asi leiraroidra haibagi awaba leiriba sida masi phawda sarkarna university gi thakta college gi thakta adugumba policy ama higher education policy during the pandemic si ama akoi puthokpa udri karigi damakta ngamdribuna
Year-old woman having a 7-month-old baby residing at Kulakpam Laikai of Kangabok Part 1 in Taobao district has reportedly died after getting COVID inoculation yesterday. Family and JAC formed in connection with the death have alleged that her death was due to COVID-19 inoculation. The deceased woman has been identified as Naurem Ningol Laisram Ongbi Kiranmala Devi, wife of L. Sharat Singh. Sharat told media persons that Kiran Bala got her jab of Covishield at the primary health center sub-center at Sangay Yumphom around 1:30 p.m. yesterday. After the vaccination, she was told to spend about half an hour in the observation room. Then she returned home, but around 5:30 p.m. she complained of heavy giddiness and was taken to Taubal District Hospital, but she died at the hospital soon. Sharat's father said his wife had no other disease except for getting the vaccination. The authority concerned must institute an inquiry into the dates and find out those responsible for the dates and punish them accordingly as per the law of the land, Sharat demanded. A public meeting held in connection with the untimely death of the woman at Kangabo Kulapam Laikai today resolved to form a JAC against the death of Naurem Ningol Laisram Ongbi Kiranbala Devi COVID vaccination. Convener of the JAC, L. Shanta, said it is shocking that such a healthy woman, Kiranbala, who had no disease, had died after getting COVID vaccination. She was a well-respected teacher at the Base Academy Kangabok. After registering herself online for vaccination, she got her inoculation. It is the firm belief of the local people that her death was due to vaccination. As such, an investigation into death must be conducted by June 10th and the public be informed the truth, and also those responsible should be booked under the law. Unless and until the government takes appropriate action in this regard, the JAC, along with health of the people, will launch intense agitation, he cautioned. It may be mentioned that a memorandum has been submitted to the Chief Minister with copies to DC, SP and CMO of Taubal. A random testing for COVID-19 was conducted among the vegetables vendors, shopkeepers, customers and curfew violators at Taubal Market today. The testing was conducted by Dr. Ilowar and his team with the help of Taubal District Police under the supervision of SP Taubal, Dr. S. Ibomcha Singh, SDPO Taubal Johnny Sharma, and OC Taubal PS Women. Out of 82 persons tested, 17 were found to be positive for COVID-19. SP Taubal gave awareness to the COVID-19 positive persons. Under the supervision of State Executive Member BJP Manipur Pradesh Kundrakpam Manjor Mangang, Atokpam BJP youth members continued to distribute essential items to the families of Atokpam locality in Kangabok constituency. The members distributed items to the families which fall under the containment zones. During the distribution, Manjor said that he will continue to provide assistance to the people of the area. He also appeals to the public to follow government protocol and to get tested if suspicion arises to curb the spread of the disease. All Manipur BDF Welfare Association Central Committee has drawn the attention of Chief Minister Nongthombam Biren Singh and his MLAs for inclusion of Village Defense Force BDF in the facilities and incentives provided by the government for COVID-19 frontline warriors. In a press release issued by the Association, General Secretary Organization cum spokesperson Muhammad Riaz Khan said that out of 10,050 BDF in the state, 65 have been tested positive for the second wave of COVID-19 while on duty. Riaz also asserted that family members of the BDF personnel who have tested positive are facing inconveniences due to non-availability of aid by the concerned authority. Hence, all Manipur BDF Welfare Association urged the authority to look into the matter. The Association of RIMS alumni, RIMSA, has handed over 25 D-type jumbo medical oxygen cylinders to the director, Professor A. Santa Singh of Regional Institute of Medical Sciences, RIMS, Infal, in a simple function held in the office premises of RIMSA. It was donated by the members of RIMSA working in various parts of India and abroad. It was reported that during the function, the director of RIMS thanked the members of the association for helping RIMS voluntarily during this crisis. He said that the contribution of the ARIMSA in this critical timing will always be remembered. This will help to save so many lives, and the institute is really grateful to ARIMSA. The association also assured that they will continue to support in fighting COVID-19 pandemic in the future. Moreover, Professor T.H. Sachindeva Singh, Deputy Medical Superintendent RIMS, also donated NRBM oxygen masks to the institute, and the director of the institute also donated a sum of rupees 50,000 to ARIMSA, the report said. Even as the second wave of COVID-19 pandemic has spread far and wide, singer Raju Mutum appeals to the people through MAMITv to take utmost care to protect themselves from COVID-19.
Ahanba maktada MAMITv bu yengbiriba mipung khudingmak Raju Mutum nei koknana khurumjari. Apunba Manipur matam isai kanglup amikki mahut sanjaraga ngasi mak yamna kiningai oiraba leina COVID-19 asidagi ngakthok pinaba aikhoi sungsoi sodana face mask upi gadavani khud sa sengna toina hamdok piba amadi hand sanitizer toina sijinnabi gadavani mi amaga gi marakta foot taruk labna social distancing thamduna leina asibu muthatna honabada adom su saruk yabiyu aihak su saruk yajage mayam punamapu amukka hana khurumjari.
Well, viewers, it's time now for a short break. We'll be right back after the break. Stay tuned.
Program ni miyam da sandok chagadori basi maram maduna online gi kuthang da home isolation tawriba miyoi singna mobile number 8413975633 da call tawbiraktuna doctor amadi expert singa hakthengna wari sanabagi khudong chaba lobiyu. MAMITv na miyam gi damak Laibak Pokpan Numit ki Numidang Wairam Pung Taret Taba Matamda Sandok Sargani Online Doctor Consultation Program Sandok Sagadori Bathoram Asida COVID-19 Namaram Oiduna Home Isolation Tauriba Miyoi Singa Tengnariba Punging Wakalgi Awaba Kaya Koan Bangamnaba Pandamda MAMITv na Puthokpa Online Doctor Consultation Program ni Miyam da Sandok Sagadori Basi Maram Maduna Online gi Kuthangda Home Isolation Tauriba Miyoi Singa Mobile number 8413975633 da call tawbiraktuna doctor amadi expert singa hakthengna wari sanabagi khudong chaba lobiyu.
Welcome back. Now we have the national news. India recorded 86,498 cases in the 24 hours, ending 8 a.m. this morning, taking the country's total infections to over 2.89 crore. This is the lowest spike of daily cases in 66 days. This is also the first time in over 2 months that the cases have fallen below the 1 lakh mark. Active cases further declined to over 13 lakh, and over 2.73 crore people recovered after testing positive. With 2,123 new deaths, the total is now at 3,51,309. The Uttar Pradesh government today decided to lift its coronavirus curfew from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. in all districts. The night curfew and the weekend curfew will be continued in all districts, an official spokesperson said. The Puducherry government too extended its ongoing lockdown by another week from last midnight to June 14 and announced easing of several restrictions. With cases declining, some states have started the process of unlocking by gradually easing coronavirus-induced restrictions and curfews, including Delhi, Tamil Nadu, Maharashtra, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh. On the other hand, Karnataka, Himachal Pradesh and Goa have decided to continue with lockdown. Chandigarh's major public hospitals are gearing up for the third wave of COVID-19, working on their bed strength, ventilator, oxygen supply and relocation of manpower. As per reports, there are 100 ventilators in PGI for the COVID patients, while 30 more will be coming after the PM Cares Fund. Government multi-specialty hospital Sector 16, which has 8 ventilators, will get 14 more. The Sector 45 dispensary will have 13 ventilators beds, while Ram Darbar ESI will be a COVID care center for children exclusively, reports added. Government Medical College and Hospital Sector 32 is planning to extend the ICU, including its pediatric ICU. The Sector 48 Hospital, ZMCH and ZMHH already have 1 pressure swing absorption oxygen generator plants each. PGI will be getting 3 such plants of 1,000 litre per minute capacity. Director of PGI, Professor Jagat Ram, said that the oxygen beds capacity can be increased to 600. While countries across the world have approved and carried out vaccinations for 18-plus persons, several countries are yet to begin inoculation for kids against COVID-19. As per agency report, China has approved emergency use of Sinovac Biotech's COVID-19 vaccine in people aged between 3 and 17. China has already administered 723.5 million doses of vaccines to its 18-plus age group citizens as part of a mass vaccination drive as of June 3. The good news is that the All India Institute of Medical Sciences partner began the vaccine trials for children aged between 12 and 18 years on 3rd June. Yesterday, AIIMS Delhi began screening participant children for the clinical trials of Covaxin, the COVID-19 vaccine developed indigenously by Bharat Biotech and ICMR. 4 hospitals in Nagpur, Maharashtra are also participating in the trials. Before beginning the trials, an RT-PCR test will be carried out on participant children. They will also be monitored throughout the period so as to ensure that no untoward reactions take place. At the end of the study, if the ICMR is satisfied with the efficacy and safety of the vaccine designed for the 3 age groups of children, India will effectively have permission from the National Drug Authority to manufacture doses of the same for administration to children across India. Days after spurious liquor claimed at least 3 dozen lives in Aligarh, the Yogi Adityanath government in Uttar Pradesh has decided to make the liquor mafia provide financial aid to the families of victims of such incidents. The UPCM has further ordered to destroy all illegal liquor outlets. Additional Chief Secretary ACS Home Avinash Awasthi has asked the Additional Director General Prosecution to present a list of matters related to excise within 3 days. Awasthi has also sought directions to take stern actions against those found to be involved in case of manufacture and sale of illicit liquor. According to Awasthi, action against the culprits must be taken under Section 60 of the UP Excise Act and the Gangsters Act. As per Section 60, a person selling or making available an intoxicating substance or adulterates any intoxicant by mixing any other substance or foreign ingredients to make such intoxicant nauseous which leads to the death of a person will be punishable by death or life sentence. A top World Health Organization official yesterday said that the World Health Organization cannot compel China to divulge more data on COVID-19's origins, while adding it will propose studies needed to take understanding of where the virus emerged to the next level. Speaking at a press conference, Director of the agency's emergencies program, Mike Ryan, the World Health Organization doesn't have the power to compel anyone in this regard. Ryan added that the organization fully expects cooperation, input, and support of all of our member states in that endeavor. There are competing theories that the virus jumped from animals, possibly starting with bats to humans, or that it escaped from a laboratory in Wuhan, China. Members of a WHO team that visited China earlier this year hunting for COVID-19's origin have said that they did not have access to all data, fueling continued debates over the country's transparency. Now, before we end, let's go to the headlines once again. MPCC asked government what steps it has taken to deal with third wave of COVID pandemic in Manipur. A 37-year-old woman dies allegedly after taking COVID jab at Kangabok. JAC demands prompt action against those responsible. And random testing at Taobao market reveals 17 out of 82 asymptomatic people carried virus. Well, viewers, that came to the end of this English News Bulletin for now. For more news and updates, keep watching MAMITv News. Until then, goodbye.